Now this here is seriously the greatest thing I've ever seen. That is a van limousine. I think I need one of these for my road trips. That is just a thing of pure beauty. Hey you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the south, more specifically Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and even more specifically than that, we are in front of the Muscle Shoals Sound Studio. This here is a famed recording studio in Alabama. Musical acts from all over the world have recorded here. The Rolling Stones, Bob Dylan. It was because of the famous house band here known as the Swampers, who became one of the most famous session musicians in the country. They're actually noted by name in the Southern National Anthem, Sweet Home Alabama by Leonard Skinner. So I'm pretty excited. We're going to go in here and we are going to take a tour of the Muscle Shoals Studios. So please follow me. You can see the vintage furniture here.
Yeah.
And then these are all different albums that were recorded here in this building. You can see just all these different names. Bob Dylan, Rod Stewart right there, Linda Ronstadt, Bob Seger, Willie Nelson.
His artists could come here and really focus on the music, but the most important element were those session musicians. They could become the band that the artist needed. They weren't people who already had a band, so they had a specific sound. These guys, you know, are different artists like Aretha Franklin, or you know, so many of them could come in. Wilson Pickett, Otis Redding, they could come in and instantly the session musicians could just be the band that was needed. And this is what they called the Hidden Lounge. This is the Speakeasy of Sheffield.
Oh wow.
There were no bars they could go hang out in, so this was the hangout. This is where they would come and, you know, just kind of chill in between sessions. They had runners that would go to Tennessee to get kegs of beer, and then of course the bootleggers in town were very wealthy during that era. Part of the history of the studio, the sound booth is right inside on the other side of the door. So when they would get done and get ready to do their playbacks, they would come out, hang out on the porch, smoke, listen, talk about what the session sounded like. Did they need to make changes or fix it? But there's a great photo of the Rolling Stones right out here on this porch. So this is the listening porch.
Very cool.
I've been in Studio A in Nashville for over 20 years. Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Roy Orbison, you know, all the greats, this board would have been used for that.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, this is an actual working board. And this is a working studio. It's not just for tours. Oh. So one of the first sessions that we had was a group called Bishop Gunn. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love Travis.
I love that.
So David Hood. David Hood's the bassist. He is still a working musician. He still records. Very, very active. We're lucky that David really didn't throw away anything ever. If you look in this photo, this is Pop Staples of the Staple Singers. David Hood, and he's right over his shoulder. There's a poster right here. Well, this is the original poster. So Barry Beckett, the keyboardist, this is the original Wurlitzer, the original Baby Grand, and the organ is very similar to what he would have used here. To me, it's one of the most recognizable intros to a song in history, and again, it's right here on this piano. Now we're going to move from the Holy Grail to the bathroom. This is another thing you wouldn't have in a studio, which is the bathroom on your floor, because there would be no reason for that. And when I say use the bathroom, they literally used this bathroom. Cher did most of her vocals in the bathroom. Keith Richards locks himself in the bathroom for 2 hours and completes Wild Horses.
So is there significance to the toilet seat up there?
When the guys first opened the studio,
Yeah.
one of them wanted to hang something for good luck. Well, nobody had a horseshoe, but they thought, you know, you're a 25-year-old guy, you know, toilet seat hanging around is pretty funny. So that's the original toilet seat they hung. Hundreds of hits.
Go by there and take pictures.
One of the background singers had it for years.
So we are here at the Florence City Cemetery here in Florence, Alabama. And one of the most interesting graves here is actually not in the cemetery. We're talking about Mountain Tom Clark. He was hanged on September 4th, 1872. He was a notorious outlaw gang leader, and he always would boast that no one would ever run over Tom Clark. So Clark would terrorize helpless citizens during the Civil War. He confessed to at least 19 murders. The man is a serial killer, including a child murderer, and he was hanged along with 2 of his companions. They had dug some graves, but the townsfolk hated this man so much, they decided that they were going to make him pay. Now remember, he would always boast, no one would ever run over Tom Clark. So the good people of Florence buried Tom Clark in the middle of the street. So all day, every day, people would constantly run over Tom Clark. I must say, I've never seen a memorial that talked so much smack about the person they were memorializing. Take that, you lousy jerk. No one ever gonna run over you? Look at all these people running over you right now. I think you're probably run over more than any person that ever lived. You lousy murdering jerk. You gotta give it to the good people of Florence. They have a beautiful sense of karma. I traveled down the road a little bit and we are at this memorial rock wall. It was made by a man named Tom Hendricks. He built this memorial to his great-grandmother, who was a Native American and was forcefully removed and sent to Oklahoma when she was only 14 years old. So he constructed this winding maze or monument to his grandmother, placed all these rocks here by hand. They said that this monument is the longest monument to either a Native American or a woman. Very interesting way the rock is formed in different patterns. Very interesting, almost meditative style memorial. I'm sure this video does not properly show the scale of this memorial, this rock wall, just how long and winding this path is. And you can see this is definitely solid. See the rock wall there, and extends all the way to there. The barriers just keeps going on. Notice that people have left little things, little pennies along the wall here. Appreciate you guys joining me here today from beautiful Florence, Alabama, and some of the interesting spots here in northern Alabama. If you'd like to see other places I've been, please check the interactive map in the description. If you'd like to help support the channel, consider buying a t-shirt. Consider donating to Patreon. A $3 or more donation will get you a postcard once a month. All that information is down in the description. But until next time, this one's in the bag.